Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here today with another episode of Free Pattern Friday. Yay! It's Free Pattern Friday. I love Fridays. I've been retired now for over 10 years, and I've enjoyed doing Fridays for all that time. I love Fridays when I was at work, and I love Fridays now that I'm retired. It's a Friday thing. It's gotta be. So today we're going to bring you strings on point. We're going to show you how to put your string blocks together and then put them on point in a block. It gives you a different feel to what you can do with your string blocks. I'm also going to put this one into the string and crumb playlist so that, you know, if you're looking for what to do with your strings and crumbs, at least you've got now another resource, okay? So it's going to be fun. And the cutting instructions are very vague, they're very small, but they are going to be in the show notes because we're working with strings, right? So anyways, but first, let's get to our shout out. Our shout out today is Sue from Small Things. Now her YouTube channel link is going to be in our show notes below. She has a very unique voice in quilting, and if you like what you see over there, hit her subscribe button and help her out to grow her channel. Also, share, like, and subscribe our channel to your quilting friends and your quilting groups. We would be happy to come talk to them about, because I do speak for free, and I speak for free, and I talk about elements of design, working with fabric scraps, and also we're doing charity quilts. So, you know, all of these blocks that I make end up in a charity quilt block at some point, right? So you guys know this, and it's not, I'm not hiding it or whatever. But I love doing those speaking engagements because I get to talk to so many other quilters, and we also get to see what they're working on. Their show and tells that we go to. And sometimes I find it very inspiring. I hope they find my speaking very inspiring as well, but I mean, that's, you know, pretty much what we're doing. Also, we have a Facebook group that's growing rapidly, and it's warm and welcoming. So if you're part of the Facebook community and you're looking for a place to come hang out and learn what to do with your scraps, you know, come join us. It's a lot of fun in there. We have all sorts of community chats that you can be part of or become part of. And we do fabric swaps by country. We have a sewing room, virtual sewing room for the Facebook members under Discord. And the ladies, the people in there have so much fun in there. They just have a blast. They gather, and they, you know, it's basically a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week sewing date that you have. And you never know who you're going to sew with or what country they're from. So what was it the other day? I was sewing with a lady from New Zealand, and I thought, that is so cool. You know, it was just one of those fun things to do. We also do fabric swaps by country. We do free pattern. We list out free patterns that we find on the internet, other places. We also do like a Saturday snippets, Thankful Thursdays, you know, just a general chat for anything. We're having fun in there, and there's lots of talking, and there's lots going on in there, and there's another one about what you're working on. So I mean, this is kind of a fun place to come and show and hang out and take care of each other, and, you know, say nice things. Also, the Zoom sew dates are going to be in the show notes below. Now, I haven't looked at 2025. It's the end of October when we're filming this, and the dates will be there at some point, and when they are, they'll be there, so you can mark them on your calendar and come bring what you're working on. I try and bring simple things when I'm there on those sew dates, and they start at 9 a.m. in the morning till 5 p.m. at night, Mountain Standard Time. And, you know, so I get a chance to talk with everybody that comes, or try to get a chance to talk with everybody that comes. And sometimes I don't get a word in, so, you know, it's one of those fun sew dates, and I get a lot done and have fun, and so do the people that come. So it's something for you to try out doing different, right? I think that's all. So let's come on in. Let's get the string block sewn, and we'll start on our how to put strings blocks on point. Okay, so here we are at the sewing machine, and I've got my strings kind of lined up as to how I want to sew them. And I do have some ones that are, you know, a little wonky, and, you know, they're not square-ish. They're kind of, you know, but that's okay. So the aim here is to sew a 9-inch block, string block. And you're sitting there going, okay, and I just line them up just however I was going to do them. It's best sometimes you don't think too much about them. You don't think too much when you're doing these. So I'm just lining up one edge so that I need a 9-inch block. Now all these strings are more, just a little bit more than 9-inch. There, so I'm going to put that one back, and I'm just going to finger press this right here like so. You should probably do them with the iron, but I've done gazillions of these. There, and there we go. So now I'm going to put that there and pick up these two there, just like so. Actually, I'm kind of glad to see some of this stuff go. It needs to go. It needs to go. There. Nice. There we go. There. And just finger press that open. Yeah, I should have this. You guys know how to do string blocks. So I'm just basically what I'm doing is I'm just putting them together. I'm not using paper. I'm not sewing anything. Like this straight line against a wump, you know, a weird little line. I'm going to follow this straight line the best I can, you know. And just press that away. There. And take these two. I think I've got enough for 9. Hopefully it'll be wide enough for a 9-inch block. And you sew different side widths together too. That makes it more interesting. If you're sewing all the same width of fabric, and then all of a sudden you have to put a big one in or a really skinny one in, it looks weird. So, you know, if you make a point of varying your widths. Now notice I'm not cutting off that little campy wampus bit. I'm just finger pressing it in place. And I'll take the last two. Oops, there. There we go. I'll just run through like that. There. You want to mix up the textures and you want to mix up the colors, right? From your darkest to your lightest, or, you know. Now, because I've taken the time to line up one edge, I'm going to sew from that one edge all the way along the top, right? So I have a better chance of getting a 9.5-inch block out of this, because like I say, the pieces are just bigger than 9-inch. There, and cut that right like that. There. There we go. And now I take these two and put them together. And I'm just gonna, yeah. I love doing strings because I can sit there and it's a non-thinking, it's almost like a non-thinking task. yeah, they're just fun, they're quick, they're, you know, it's whatever. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna have a 9-inch. Hopefully we're gonna end up with a 9-inch block. If not, I can throw on an extra, you know, 1 or 2 strips. That's not a problem. It should work out very close to 9-inch. And I have a ruler handy so I can check my work. There we go. But I do have a lot of skinny ones. And these skinny ones are like 3/4 of an inch, so they're not gonna add much width as we're sewing. Okay, there we go. Okay, pull all the strings off of it. There. And we're gonna run these two together. Oh. There we go. This is probably my favorite way to do strings because it's very fast, very quick, and I don't usually have any problems. Okay, so that's gonna go just press like that, and okay, and this go together like so. There we go. Just move that out of the way, just a hair. Now I think I'm gonna have, with this, it's going to be 9-inch, but we will check and measure. And if it's a little more, it's a little more. If it's not, if it's right on the money, it is. You can do this with any size. And okay, now I'll very quickly show you. I'm gonna put this down. Oh wait, let's do this first. Give this a good little finger press. Okay, so now we've got our rotary cutter and our cutting board and a ruler. This ruler is 9.5 inches, and it's going to tell us right away whether or not we've got good, wait, hang on. This needs a little bit more help. This just needs a little bit more help. There we go. Okay, so this is going to tell us whether we have 9.5 inches or 9 inches. And let's see, we're going to line this up right here at the top. I'm just going to slide this right over, and we're going to lose this strip entirely. That's fine. That's okay if we lose that strip. And now, from a standing position, I'm going to just trim up my edge here and get rid of this little bit here. There's a bit more. And I'm going to trim this edge. It's nice to have a bigger edge. Now, rotating my mat, because that's always much better. Now that I might throw back in the strings. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. When it's strings, it's the end of the line, right? When it's coming out of the string bit, it has to be a really pretty color or something, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out later. We'll put that, and the other little bits can go in the dog bed. Okay, so there's our it's a 9.5. This is a 9.5 inch ruler, so I've just done this wrong. Ha! So we're going to move this down and over just a hair, because yeah, we did it wrong. You need a 9 inch, not 9.5. I got a 9.5 inch ruler. So yes, I cut it wrong. I trimmed it wrong. And there. Now we're gonna go and line it up on the 9 instead of the 9.5. There. That's better. Okay. That's better. That works. Okay. So now we have a 9 inch block. I'm going to take this and put this back. And that's how I have sewn many blocks together, just like this. Now this edge here is pretty skinny, but that's okay. It'll work, it'll work. Now, I have a choice. I can either do this first. I'm going to do this first. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my triangle, my corner triangle, just make a little divot like that with my finger, and make a little mark right here in the fabric. There we go. And I'm going to line them up the best I can. So I've cut these triangles a little big too. That's the other side of this too, is I've cut them big on purpose because I wanted to be able to trim any excess. And I think, wow, I really made these big. Huh. Okay. There we go. There. Now, lift that up. Down. Oh, it just keeps getting caught. Why does it keep getting caught? Okay. There we go. And it's actually alright if you do some oversizing sometimes. This particular cotton piece has been in my stash for decades. And I decided, okay, it has to come out and play. It has to go. So now I'm just going to push this away. Just like so. Just like so. Now we're going to go back and we're going to do the other side. And the other side you do the same thing. You put a divot down. And then you put a divot here, you know, get them all nice. Yeah, this fabric has been in my stash forever. Forever and ever and ever, amen. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Okay, so now, we're going to flip this over and do it from this side. Where's the divot? Okay, there's the divot. Okay. Why is this not cooperating? Suddenly it's not cooperating. Oh, no, there it is. There it is. Okay. Now, there's a couple ways you can cheat on the setting triangles and all this stuff, right? You can float your points. So that means your point is more than a quarter of an inch away from the edge, right? And that's actually a really good way to, you know, make something look really complex, right? With it not being hard, right? Because then you don't have to worry about, you know, everything else, right? So that's something to consider. If you float your point where this edge now is going to be more than a quarter of an inch away, it's actually easier, you know, so. And make another little divot. Put these two edges together, just like so, and create a divot right in the middle. There we go. There, and you lay them out. And you see that little mark there with you just made with your fingernail, and you line it up with the mark that you just made. And with this, I'm going to pin it because I don't want it moving now. And you've got excess on both sides, right? So you're just going to trim off that excess triangle, and I'll probably keep it because that's a pretty big little triangle there. And there we go. We'll cut that off too, just to make it a little easier to maneuver. Right, okay. Now, push that over. Right. There we go. Now, you kind of want these, if you had ironed them, they'd be tended to lie a certain direction. And they'd be easier actually to sew. You wouldn't be sewing with all this lifting up and all this, right? Okay. you're hooking up and go slowly over your needle, or don't go over your needle at all. Usually I hand crank when I'm going over my needle, and that just saves me from, you know, having needle breaks and all the rest. There we go. Now, come on, there. And you push that back just by finger pressing it. Now I did oversize these, right? So there's going to be a lot of cut off. And I will make sure that yours comes out with not quite as generous overage. So, you know, you're not wasting your fabric. But I decided, okay, we'll just take this fabric and we'll cut it. And we'll cut it and we'll make it okay. Here it is. There's one. There's one divot and the other divot. There we go, just like that. There. Get your pin, put the divots together, get your pin in place. There we go. And again, line it up and trim the excess. There. Now, okay. I'm just going to move the board out of the way. The board now is hooking up on the cloth. It's like, okay, enough with you. Okay. There we go. Okay, pull your pin. Okay. So there we are. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut and grab my bigger ruler, because that's going to help me do the lining up. And then I'll show you how to do the corners, or how to float your corners a bit. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so I brought a cutting mat here. Now what I've done is I've marked my 1/4 inch, because the block will not float. It's right close to that 1/4 inch. So I'm just going to cut 1/4 inch this way, and we're going to cut this straight as we can, and cut a 1/4 inch this way, and make that, oh, I should probably go this way, all right? Because we're going to have room on both sides. We're going to have room on both sides for a 1/4 inch, right? So that's not really floating your points. What you're doing is you're making this. Okay, so now I'm going to line up the one side on the side you can't see in the camera, but I'm going to make sure I have a good 1/4 inch here, right there. And, oh, trim this. And the last one is right here. And we're just lining that up. We're lining all the edges up. Everything looks good. It looks right in the right spot. So there we are. And that's how you trim. Okay. Okay, here's our big ta-da moment. Cute little string block. Walked out for a play date. Now, I know the camera angle wasn't good, but there is a 1/4 inch seam popping throughout. And yes, I did oversize the square by quite a bit, but it was a square piece of fabric that I just cut up into triangles. So yeah, it was okay. And it's been sitting around in my stash for like 10 years or more. So I'm kind of embarrassed how long it's been sitting there, but it's now used. So this is a very fast and cute one. A great way to use up your string blocks, right? And gives you a more restful place, because it's more restful for your eyes when you have more white or low volume in the block. It gives your eyes a place to rest, right? So you can put lots of colors in here and it'll be great. It's a good scrap buster. This one, like I say, will appear in the string and crumb playlist as well, because it does have your strings in it. So I hope you have an absolutely amazing life or week ahead. And life is treating you very gently. Okay, so you guys, you stay well and take care until we meet again. Okay, bye! Hello again. We just want to thank you for enjoying our video and, coming along with my husband and my YouTube adventure and quilting. And, sometimes things don't work out as best they should, and sometimes they work out great. We're going, wow, that went well. But it's been an amazing journey, and I'm so glad I could share it with you. Share, like, and subscribe these videos. That really helps us out, and it helps us make more charity quilts, okay? So you guys take care until we have a chance to meet again, okay? Bye!